My main focus when I first started out was just getting better. And that's my mindset now, making better songs, figuring out how to structure my music better, figuring out how to convey a message better. It's all relative because there was one point where I was trash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, they switched me to like maybe like second to last. There was literally like 10, 11 people left. Like after like there was like maybe like 70, 80. And I'm performing. This random drunk dude grabs the mic before I go on and starts spewing like random nonsense. I don't even know. I'm gonna punch this dude in the face if I don't get this microphone. All my peoples could leave. If it's just me at the end of the day and I gotta take care of everything myself, I'm gonna go get it because like I know that I'm built for this. I know that I'm destined to be one of the greatest artists in this world. And I really don't even like have a doubt in my mind anymore about that.
Over 2.5 million, I think. Did you know that that was gonna be your biggest song? And did you know that there was something special to it?
Nah, bro, I just be making shit. The pipes in the ceiling, condensation was dripping. It looked like an apocalyptic scene. And like all you hear is, who wanna die? You're like, yo, what is going on, bro?
He's a hip hop artist whose layers of creative expression push the boundaries of the genre. He supported Earth Gang and Freddie Gibbs on tour, and his new song, Swerve, with Kenneth Goodrich, is out now. Malik Elijah, I'm excited to have you on, hear more about your music, your story, everything like that.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah. Thanks so much for coming on. We were talking a bit just now about how you worked with Kwajo on music in the past, and I've had him on here, and that's kind of how I came across you. Wanted to talk to you about that song, everything else that you do. So excited to get the chance to sit down and talk to you.
Yeah, nah, thanks for having me, man. I'm excited to get this conversation going, bro, and talk about, everything that revolves around the music.
Yeah, definitely. So the first thing I want to get into, which I usually ask people, is just how did you get into music? What was the first moment that made you think that like music is what I want to do?
Ever since like I was little, I've always just been into like creative stuff, artistic things, and just doing whatever that I wanted to do like creatively. I've always just been inspired by certain things like that. My earliest just like memory of music is just like being in the church, being like the church choir, singing, always wanting to be at the top of the stage with like the older kids because like how they sectioned out in church when we sung. And then that led to my dad teaching me the drums around like when I was like 4 or 5. And it's just been a step ever since then. When I was 12, that's when I wrote my first rap. But like I don't even know why I even wrote the rap, to be honest. It's just something that randomly popped up out of nowhere and I just did it. Um, but when I turned like 16, that's when I like really got into like just like my love for hip hop with like discovering from like those few years, discovering like Kendrick, discovering Cole, discovering Drake, and all these people in like the blog era of rap music. Mac Miller, rest in peace. I just remember
Yeah.
because he just dropped his album. But yeah, like it just came to the point where like I was just like writing every day and just like recording and just like felt like supernatural. I've always loved music. It's always been a part of me, but like when it came to just like recording and diving in on that, like I just started locking in and just utilizing whatever I had. Like I was recording with like just literally like my phone doing voice
Yeah.
memos like and shit like that. And you know, it revolved to my dad like seeing me and he gave me like a little gift of like, a little interface and a microphone. And then I just kind of like took it from there. And then ever since I heard my voice, like just recording wise, I've just been addicted ever since.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you've obviously taken off since then working with all these artists. You have a good number of followers on Spotify. And so if there's someone else who's like in that phase of like just got an interface, is trying to record every day and wants to get into rap, what like tips or advice would you give to them to get started?
People always, I feel like when people look at music in general, they always just look at the end result. They never look at the process of things
Yeah,
that you
the
have
work that
to,
went into
yeah,
it.
the work that went into it, bro. Like for me, like recently I just like scratched all my Instagram because I'm about to start rolling out a new project. And I left one picture from 2017 where it was literally a picture of my bed, a microphone, like a mattress on the ground with just a comforter all put up, my desk, speakers, microphone, and an interface. That's all I did every time I came home from college in summer. Like I didn't really hang out a lot. I didn't do a lot of things for like 4 years of my life. I was just going in every summer all day. I don't care if it's hot in the basement. I got my shirt off recording. I'm going hard. Like I just wanted to get better and get better and get better. Like so many people look at the music and just look at the grand scheme of things, like, at a higher level, which is only a 1% of people, which is like, the Beyonces, the Jay-Z's, the Kendrick Lamar's. Like they look at that glitz and glam and that fame part, but they don't look at the fact that you need to really be passionate about the music first. If you don't
Yeah.
even remotely care about the music, do it for a hobby, yeah. But if you're trying to go for this for a career, then you got to really think about that, because when I did it, I knew what was going to come with it and how tough it is and how that is. But my main focus, like when I first started out, was just getting better. And that's my mindset now, just getting better, making better songs, figuring out how to structure my music better, figuring out how to convey a message better. Like it's all just relative, because, you know, there was one point where I was trash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like super trash. Like
For
posting on
everyone. That
SoundCloud.
goes for everyone.
You know what I'm saying? Like posting on SoundCloud, I only had like what 5 plays. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously numbers don't really matter to it, but it got to a point where, I just kept working at it, kept working at it. My music kept getting better, my music getting better, and then people started to care. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, but that takes a while. Sometimes it's quicker for others. Sometimes it's longer. Like I didn't even know hip hop until like I was like 12 or 14. So like I was super fresh. Like I had to learn everything about it before like
Yeah.
I could get good at rap. Like it took me a while to just get good at rap. And now I understand how to elevate and how to get better. So that's what I know. It's a long-winded answer, but yeah, bro, like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
just how I feel in general, like how people should look at it. Like, don't look at it for the money, don't look at it for, the followers, the streams or whatever. Like, bro, focus on making great music. Everything
Yeah.
else, all those components will come when you focus on making great music.
Yeah, yeah. No need to apologize for long-winded response. That is a podcast. It's long form. That's what it's for. I want to hear all the details and everything. And just building off of that, like a lot of people with not seeing the work behind it, like I mean, especially for anyone who's like a quote unquote one hit wonder, or like people who seem to take off like immediately. A lot of people look at like they have like a couple songs out, like two or three songs out there, and they're blowing up and they're getting big, and people are like, why was it so easy for them? But you don't see the like hundreds of unreleased songs that they worked on beforehand that they didn't release, or maybe they put out and deleted since then. Like there's always something more behind the scenes that people can't see that went into anyone's career.
Nah, facts, bro. Like, completely agree. Like, there's hundreds. Like, I was going back on like one of my old computers, like looking at all of like the unfinished ideas that I made that got me to one song that I created. Like, it took me thousands of times over and over again before I created a song like Don't Play, before I created a song like Some Things I Hate, or creating a project like Vintage Nostalgia. There's projects that I've lost in the process of like hard drives just going completely dead,
Yeah,
and stuff like that. Like there's so many things behind the scenes that people don't even see. But yeah, man, that's just the lifestyle.
yeah. And
Yeah.
so going from like rapping in this basement, like you were saying over the summer, to like really becoming an artist in your own right. You start like performing live, I'm sure, both solo and with other people. But what was your first live show like?
My first live show. Well, I'll tell you two. One of them was like really crap. Like I don't remember what it was. I forgot what the company was, but it was like a
Yeah,
showcase show and stuff. And like I was in DC, and I was super excited because there was like a whole bunch of people there. But this is my learning of like how showcases go. Like, getting like the good slot in like the middle or whatever. Like there was so many people, and like I was excited for my turn. Then my turn just kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. I was like, all right, whatever. But it was like still a good crowd of people. Towards the time that I went on, I think I was like maybe like I don't know what happened, but they switched me to like maybe like second to last. And there was literally like maybe like 10, 11 people left. Like after like there was like maybe like 70, 80 or whatever. And I'm
yeah,
performing. This random drunk dude grabs the mic before I go on, and starts spewing like random ass nonsense. I don't even know. Oh wait, can I curse?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool. Like he's spewing this random nonsense, and then my brother was there. I was pissed off already because of like the amount of waiting I had to do. I literally looked at my brother like I'm gonna punch this dude in the fucking face if I don't get this microphone. Because I just at this point I just wanted to finish and then go home. And then after that, like I'm performing, there's this drunk pregnant lady dancing in front of me, like while I'm performing, like in front, like literally, like I'm trying to move. And then yeah, so after I was done, I literally was just so upset. Like I remember like I was like maybe like 16. I run
Yeah.
out of the building and I'm just like, bruh, this is fucking bullshit. Like I'm yelling and my brother's like, it's all right, bro. Like giving me like that brotherly encouragement because truthfully, like if my brother didn't think like I had potential, I would never do that shit. So I would have never did this shit. So
Yeah.
for him to be there and really be there from like my earlier stages of like me creating that really helped me out a lot. So yeah, that was my first show
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
family support is huge. I'm curious, like it seems your brother was supportive basically the whole time. I'm curious with like even back to these basement rap days, was there anything your parents were thinking about it? Like were they trying to push you towards like other things too, or were just what was their mood towards you trying to pursue rap?
Oh no, my mom to this day still wants me to make gospel music. I do a lot of like like faith references and church references in my
Yeah.
music, but yeah, like if I was making gospel music, my mom would be so ecstatic, so excited. Just from coming up in the church though, so I get it. But at this point, like I think around the time when I dropped my project Free Lemonade, I didn't really was like sharing my music with my parents just because like I was cussing and I was talking a whole bunch of other stuff that I
Yeah.
know that they didn't agree with. But when I dropped my project Free Lemonade, I just dropped it in my family group chat like when it dropped, and I was like, "Yo, this is this is what I'm making. This is who I am. If you don't rock with it, that's fine. But this is what I'm doing." And I stood on that, and now from as I've been growing and propelling, like my parents really see that like I've become successful in my own right in this. Like I've been able to you know been blessed to open up for different artists and also put on my own shows and people actually show up to them. It's a blessing, man. And regardless if my parents supported it or not, I was still gonna go for it just because the fact of the matter is I believe so much in myself that at this point who anybody who doesn't even see my vision, I really don't give a fuck. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like if it's just me at the end of the day, like all my peoples could leave. If it's just me at the end of the day and I gotta take care of everything myself, I'm gonna go get it because like I know that I'm built for this. I know that I'm destined to be one of the greatest artists in this world. And I really don't even like have a doubt in my mind anymore about that. So yeah.
So is that kind of the goal for you, like be one of the biggest
I
artists?
want to be one of the greats, bro. Like I want to have one of those legendary albums that everybody can go back to, like like Nas with Illmatic or like Wiz Khalifa with Cushion OJ. Like I want to have
Yeah.
one of those classic projects, and if I'm blessed enough to have more than one, that's great. But if like my goal first and foremost is be able to live off of my music so I can forever create and forever be able to build upon and foster the community that I have built with my music. But yeah, my goal is to be one of the greatest. I don't do like obviously this is fun for me, but this is also a big passion for me and something that I can see myself being one of those pioneers in this music game for the new generation. And I want to be that and I will be that.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe it. Like anyone who has such a determination to do something, I think you just can't bet against them. Like they're gonna find a way to do it. So like I'm
Every time.
sure down the line you're gonna have a project that's gonna be one of these timeless projects, like you were saying. Hey heroes, sorry to interrupt that podcast episode, which I hope you are enjoying, but I wanted to tell you about my clothing line, Quest Clothing. Ever since I started really pursuing YouTube and music and all these creative things that I do, I've dreamed about starting this clothing line specifically. I had the name, I had the idea like for years before I started it, and now it's finally here. You can wear clothes like this. I have sweatshirts available, t-shirts, even clothing for like my music with cover arts and lyrics and things like that. It's all super, super cool. And right now is the best way for you guys to support me across everything I do. So be sure to check out the Quest Clothing web store with the link in the description and follow at Shop Quest Clothing on Instagram for updates about collections, discounts, things like that. Anyways, I don't want this self-sponsorship to take too long, so let's get back to the episode. You don't have to go into too much detail at all if you want, but you mentioned like wanting to like fully support yourself through music. How close are you to doing that, or like what's kind of something that could help you reach that goal?
So I've been full-time music now, maybe like 2 years. I will say
Okay,
that it definitely has
awesome.
been like a struggle for real. But like not even a struggle, it's just more so like you got to be on top of it and like being like, yo, how am I gonna make money? I also deliver in my whip. So like I kind of do that
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
I self-contract with Amazon or whatever so I can make money like when the music starts slowing. Like if the music money slow down, I can just make money off that and
yeah.
saving and investments and all that stuff. But yeah, like when it I'm I feel very close. Like I'd probably say like 60%.
Nice. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
that's that's closer than a lot of people. You know, a lot of people are still in that like working a full-time or part-time job and then also doing music. And it's great that it seems you have a lot more time to do music, that it's most of your time, if not all of it. And then
Yeah.
occasionally you can do this Amazon delivery. And so it's great that you're so close to it, and I'm sure you're
Yeah.
gonna reach it soon.
Thanks,
Um,
yo.
Going back to live performances, I mean, I've mentioned all these shows you've done, like supporting Freddie Gibbs. You have plenty of your solo shows, I'm sure. Do you have any live show you've done that's like your favorite that you've done, or just really sticks in your mind?
I would say this one show I did in Vermont, in Burlington, Vermont, with these artists Chase Murphy, Con Swank, um, Will Keeper. That was a really fun show.
Nice.
Like I like doing the that was a really fun show, super memorable. Crowd gave me mad love. I'd probably say, and then on after that, my number actually no, that'd probably be my number two now. My number one would definitely be Boise, Idaho, when I did Tree Fort Festival last year. That shit was crazy, bro. Like I had like smooth crowd of like 200 people. I was on the same lineup with Caitlin
Nice.
Ellis and Armin Hammer. Like it was just a beautiful experience, man. And people really treated me like how I know who I am gonna be type of deal. Like after I finished my set, like there was like 25 people lined up at my merch table. And FYI, like I was literally selling my merch like literally after I got off stage. Like
Yeah.
I didn't have a merch person, bro. Like I was
There was
like
no
as soon as
merch guy.
yeah,
You
there's no
get off
merch
stage
guy.
and go
Yeah.
behind the table, you
Yeah,
know?
I was the merch guy, bro. So to be able to get that love from people and from a state I never been to, a city I never stepped in, that was probably like my favorite show of all time. Yeah. The Freddie
That's
Gibbs one
awesome.
was fire too.
Yeah, 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 I'm
Freddie
sure.
Gibbs one.
That's awesome though, that you're w willing to really like put in the work. Like you're the one doing the merch, you're doing it all for yourself. So that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, eventually
And
those pieces will come, but right now, if I gotta do it, I gotta do it. Is what it
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I feel like it's just something special about like I don't know any other artists or bands who are the ones running their merch table. So it's probably awesome to like go up to get merch and it's the artists themselves there and like being able
yeah.
to connect in that way.
You'd be
Um,
surprised, bro. A lot of artists be doing that. Especially like when like they're coming up, like they'll at least be at the table to like shake hands with you or talk to you. I remember I was doing a show. This artist named Toby. He was on tour with Mick Jenkins. He was right at his merch table, shaking hands with people, meeting up with people.
yeah,
Group therapy. They're very adamant about building their community. Also, cool, pretty. I'm cool with them, and they're always at their merch table every time they've invited me out to a show. Every time I see them, they're at their merch table.
that's awesome. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I've heard of them like being like, hey, I'll be outside when on for the rest of the show or after the show. But like I was just kind of commending the fact that you're the one like actually working the merch table and like
Got to.
selling it. Yeah.
Yeah, got to, bro.
Got to. So with this, like, I feel like music in general, but especially nowadays, has been such a hard industry to like really break through and make a name in, and let alone support yourself
Yeah.
off of. So has there ever been a moment that kind of made you like second guess the music career, or like make you think of if you should focus on something else?
Mm, like obviously you do have those moments of doubt or whatever, but I would in hindsight, nah, this is
Oh,
my
yeah, overall you've stuck with it. Awesome.
yeah, overall, yeah, nah. Like obviously, like if I, it comes to a point where I need to get a job or something, like I ain't tripping, bro. Like I'll get a job. You know what I'm saying? That's just another source of income to be able to support myself, support my loved ones in any sort of capacity. Shit,
Mm.
I got a job interview on Monday.
Yeah.
Just cause you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying, bro. So
But
it's
you also
like,
seem like the kind of guy that's like you're not it won't be like the job takes over. Like you're still gonna be working on music all the
oh
time.
yeah.
Like outside of that. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
definitely, bro. Like you always just got, bro. Like even when I was working directly for Amazon with a DSP, like 2020 when I was making free lemonade, bro. I had my computer in my book bag. I knew the rules for the job was I needed to deliver 20 stops within an hour every hour. So I would make sure that I would at least or minimum 18. So I would make sure I get like 18, 20 stops and finish in 45 minutes, give myself 15 minutes, and I would just mix on the shitty Amazon car speakers just to get like my mixes like my mixes better for that project. So
That's
yeah, bro.
awesome.
Like I'll figure out time and dedicate that time. Shoot, I remember I was working for a dispensary and that's when I had got booked for the Earth Gang show. And like I was like, yo, I'm gonna do this show regardless if you fire me or not. But thankfully at the time, the people that I worked with, they knew I was all about the music. So they just allowed me to go. So it's been a
Yeah.
blessing. I've been able to usually work jobs where I can maneuver and have that flexibility. Like if there is that crazy opportunity where I can open up for somebody or do a tour or whatever, I'm able to. So
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Especially with the basically instant access to the car test for your mixes, like wanting to play that through car speed. I feel like that's like an important part of the mixing process that's usually overlooked. I've heard of all these artists doing like the card test where they like just drive around playing their latest mix of a song to like see how it would sound for people
bro,
listening while driving around.
car test matters, bro. Like you gotta do car, phone, headphones, computer speaker. If you
Yeah.
got a Bluetooth speaker, try it out on that because like you want to mix basically the term is called translation. You want everything to translate similarly through each speaker, through each what do you call it? Medium, I guess, through every medium.
Are you a music artist looking to get your music on Spotify, Apple Music, and basically every platform? Then you should check out DistroKid. DistroKid is a music distribution service. It's what I use to get my music out, and I find it really, really helpful. You can set up all the credits for your songs, put in lyrics and even like times lyrics and things like that, and manage all your releases from one account or one dashboard. It is super helpful, and I don't think I would have gotten started with music as early as I did without DistroKid. So if you're interested in any of their plans, which I'll put on the screen here, and yes, that does say $2 a month for music on all platforms that you need things like that. That's $2 a month. I know some of you spend more on coffee each day than $2 a month to get music wherever you want. But anyways, back to the point. If you use my link in the description, you will get 7% off of any of these plans to make it even cheaper. Plus it has so many cool features to help with your music, like pre-save pages, getting it on Instagram and things like that so people can add your music to posts. It is just super, super helpful, and it's what I've used since starting music. Like I said, use the link in the description, check out DistroKid, and get 7% off of any plan you want. Now, back to the episode.
Social media and like online marketing, I'll say, is huge for like any artist, really big or small, and it plays such a big part. And some people are going like all in and are almost like building their careers off of it. And I know some other people who really are just like not into it, feel like even though it may help, that it's just like something they don't want to do. What are your general thoughts on just like how much social media affects the music industry today?
I feel like I feel like it's a dual sword, because like social media has been able to elevate a whole bunch of different careers. But also for people who are not social media inclined, like myself, it's a little bit harder to understand how to navigate without you feeling like you're like making a not making a fool of yourself or whatever, but like it's the word I'm looking for, diminishing what to make it feel like you're diminishing your art. But there's also a mindset that I've made that is just like, you got to try things and figure out how to. So where I'm looking, you got to be able to figure out how to advertise yourself in a way where you feel comfortable. Obviously, you got to feel a little bit uncomfortable with it, because without uncomfort, there is no growth. But like I feel like it's useful. Like it's proof in the pudding. Like we've seen it with so many people. With Tommy Richmond is like the most recent. Like social media can like really help elevate you, but it's just like you get in from it what you put in.
Yeah.
That's what I would
Yeah.
say. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so heading over to the actual music side now, like when you're in the process of coming up with a new song, whether it's for an album or a bigger project or even just a single, what's kind of your creative process for that, or how do your songs normally come about?
So my songs come about like super random, man. Like I'll I'll be driving and come up with a line. I might voice memo it, or I might just hear like 3 seconds of a beat, and like I'll know that I have a song. Or it might even come from a conversation with a friend, or something that I may read, or any. I like to watch anime, so like if I find like a story within like the scenes of the anime, that also helps me out a lot. um I don't know, it's honestly just catching lightning in a bottle, or truthfully. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
there's really no like
It's
steps
not a
to it.
formula to it. It's just it
Yeah,
comes however it comes.
I do have my strategies, like how I go about writing songs and like different ways of writing songs. Like sometimes I'll write on paper, sometimes I'll punch record, sometimes I'll, just like write blurbs in my head and then record them. It just really depends upon the day, truthfully.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no one way for me. Yeah.
Awesome. And in terms of like inspiration or other artists that you look up to, are you going in with like sometimes like trying to take inspiration from people, or is it more of like trying to keep it original and go and just be like whatever comes out of me is original and natural?
I think for me now, like where I'm at is like I've learned, obviously I learned from my influences, and I take in pull inspiration from my influences, but now it's come to the point where like I'll just experiment with my voice and see like what I can make. Um I don't really try I never really try to, you know, I never try to get in my head like if I'm making something and I feel like it may sound like somebody, because it might just be that step to get me to that point of the originality and who I am. So I literally just go in kind of like with a fresh mind, of just like how I'm feeling, base it upon myself, and just get fun and creative with it. That's how I usually go about it, and allowing my subconsciousness of my influences to carry me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all good. And I feel like if you use your own voice and you're experimenting with that, like inherently it's going to be original because it's your own voice. Like no one
Hmm.
else has your voice, which is already like built in originality, I guess.
Yeah.
And so in in terms of your own music, let's say someone's listening to this and they haven't heard of you or they want to get into your music, what is a song of yours that you would recommend as like the kind of music you make, or like a good intro track to Malik Elijah?
Hmm. Everybody loves "Don't Play," so that would probably be like the start for everybody.
Hmm.
I'd say now, like where I'm at, probably listen to like stuff like it's a mixture. Like you can listen to like my song "Hallelujah," or hydroponics or own lane. Respect that. Like there's so many layers to a style that I'm trying to, not even style, just who I am as an artist that I'm trying to expand upon. Don't lose yourself. Is definitely a good one, and like directions of like where I'm going sonically for the future. Um, yeah, it's just kind of hard. I feel like you just gotta listen to my catalog
Yeah.
because I can't really pinpoint like that one song. But if I would say like people gravitate towards first, would always be for right now at least. Don't play. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's your most streamed song on Spotify. I'm pretty sure it has plenty of plays, like over 2.5 million, I think. Did you
yeah.
know that that was gonna be your biggest song? Did you know that there was something special to it?
Nah, bro. I just be making shit. I just be making shit, bro. Like, my manager at the time, K, he was like, bro, this song is insane. I just wrote it and didn't even
It was
think
just
too much
another
about
song
it.
for
Yeah,
you.
it's just another song for me, bro. Like, as all
That's
my
awesome.
songs are, it's just another song, bro. And like for that to be the one that people resonate. Now, I don't really listen to it unless I'm performing it now, but when I have listened to the lyrics, I can kind of see like why and like how the beat is and like how it feels. It just feels like super nostalgic. It feels like something familiar, but something also new. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a like now when I look back at it, it is a great song. But do I feel like I have better songs than Don't Play now? I definitely do. I feel like I've put them out. It's just the matter of time for people to, gravitate towards those.
What would you say are like some of those better songs than Don't Play?
I'd say I would say my song Respect That is better than Don't Play.
Mhm.
Personally, that's probably like out right now. I would say Too Late is a really great song too. I might be biased though because I made the beat. But honestly, there's some new joints that I got coming out. I feel like just take what I've done with like vintage nostalgia and Sonnet and Smoke Signal and has just really elevated and really I feel like I've pushed to the next level. Actually, not feel like I really know in my heart that I pushed to a new level. So like honestly, all the new music I got coming out, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that's
yeah,
awesome. And as it should be, I feel like it should always be that your newest stuff is kind of the best or building off of what you've done in the past.
yeah.
And whether it's for Don't Play or even like a bunch of your songs in general have this just the kind of style or aesthetic of it, like the all caps, Don't Play is listed as like one word and things like that. And I'm sure it changes song to song. What's kind of the decision making process for like the branding or like aesthetic of the songs?
I don't know. I think honestly for me, I think it's just because like I wear glasses, so like small words are like a little bit trouble for me. So like I like to just put everything in caps. I stopped doing the words together because like search engine wise, but honestly I would love to bring that back.
Yeah.
But yeah, nah, caps. I just love caps, bro. It just I don't know. I don't even know like if I even want to do titles in lowercase, bro. It just doesn't feel like who I am. Like even like when I'm rapping or like when I'm singing, like just my tonality just in general is like kind of just like really present and in your face. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I just
Which
like how the
definitely,
caps look.
yeah. And
Yeah.
it definitely plays a part. Like I mean, obviously some songs and artists might just do it for they think it looks cool and whatnot. But there are certain times where I've seen songs and artists do it, and it's like I've seen lowercase songs that like have kind of a more calm, chill vibe to it, or like uppercase ones
Yeah.
that are like huge hype songs and things like that. So it definitely can build off of how the song sounds and just the meaning of it. But it's also just a cool aesthetic. I agree. Like I think there's something awesome about just all caps.
Yeah,
Really
bro.
really makes it stand out.
It's just I don't know. It's just the impact of it. I would say.
Hey, if you're like me and you're interested in the YouTube or creator space, you should check out The Published Press. The Published Press is a completely free newsletter founded by YouTubers Colin and Samir. They host their own podcast talking to some of YouTube's largest creators. They've edited some of the best content I've seen on YouTube, and now they're sharing their knowledge about the YouTube space with you for free. The Published Press comes out 3 times a week, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, with everything going on with your favorite creators and platforms. And like I said, it's completely free. Just enter your email address to receive the Published Press whenever it comes out, and that's it. So what are you waiting for? Click the link in the description below, sign up to the Published Press, and get all the info you need on the industry.
Your latest song, which I mentioned in the intro, Swerve, with Kenneth Goodrich, how did that collaboration come about, or what went into that song?
So it's crazy because, like, truthfully, the collaboration between me and Kenneth, like, maybe took like a year to complete because, like, I was working on Vintage Nostalgia. He had hit me up like around that time when I was working on the project, and I didn't have any time to like, release it as a single with him at the time. And then he had reached back out to me maybe like 4 or 5 months after Vintage Nostalgia came out. If I'm getting my date
Correct.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm getting my dates correct. But yeah, he sent me the record and I instantly knew I just loved it. The drums just hit. I loved how the intro of how he started the song. I think he's also just a good person and a professional person, and it's really hard to come by dealing with artists sometimes. So
Definitely.
yeah, to be able to work with somebody in that capacity, and they're talented and also a nice individual, it just naturally happened and it came together. And yeah, bro, I really respect Kenneth Goodrich. He's about his business, bro. And super excited to see like where that song goes. I really love that verse too. I feel like making that verse was kind of like the pinnacle of like where I'm headed into right now.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. And I mean, let's get into. I mentioned that I've had Kwajo on here on the show in the past, and I heard your collaboration with him on Little Bit. How does that come about? How did you meet him and get that song done?
How the fuck did I meet Quajo? I just known him for a minute. uh
Yeah, yeah,
oh,
no,
there's these producers, Overspace, Overspace and Cashland that reached out to me to work on their project. I forgot the name of the song, and I really want to shout it out because I really do love that song. Um, fuck, what is the name? Well, anyways, I
go
featured
look up
on.
Overspace and just listen
That's
to
what
everything. You'll find
bro.
it.
That's what
You'll
I'm
find it.
saying. Listen to Overspace, bro. Listen to Cashland, both very dope artists and people. But yeah, they had reached out to me to feature on their project. And Quajo and Shinobi were on that project as well. And I feel like that's like how we kind of like connected. Um, and like I'll hit them up sometimes just to see how they're doing. Give them any advice if they need it. And just talk to them about like just the state of like music things. But yeah, nah, I had put them on my show when I did a tour with Ken Rose, rated PG.
Awesome.
And just like I'm just rooting for them, for both of them, Shinobi and Quajo. Like
Yeah.
they're just super, super nice people, super good guys. They just really make great music. It's just a matter of time for both of them to like really catapult. They did it with the Inside Out record, but I can't wait to see like how they grow. But yeah, bro, like I have nothing but great things to say about them, man. They're just two good people, bro. Funny
Yeah.
as hell
Yeah.
too, bro. They like I don't even. It sound like some unk shit, but like they low key like some knuckleheads on social media for real, bro. But like, nah, I got mad love for them, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's awesome to really like start kind of building connections and building a network with the people that you meet through music because it's awesome. There are artists I've met through doing this podcast that like we're still in touch to this day, just like about random things or even just like advice even because I'm trying to so I'm in school for music production and want to like do that going forward, be a music producer. And so even just like a couple of them all have like random easy questions to ask and they'll hit me back with answers. And so it's awesome to find those genuine people that are there to help you and everything.
that's yeah, bro. Nah, it's always good to be able to just have those people that, you know, you may not talk to them, like you don't have to talk to them every day or every week or something, but
Yeah.
like, you know, like you have that conversation with them maybe like once every like month and a half, and you just like talking about just like, you know,
Yeah.
what are you doing to elevate, or like what am I doing to elevate, and
Yeah.
then or they might have an idea that they noticed to that might just, you know, attach to you, and like you take a piece of a blurb that they told you and it helped you elevate for you, like your podcast, or like what you're doing with me in the music business, bro. So like I think it's always great to be able to talk to people that are in just the same field, like, you know, doctors talk to doctors, lawyers talk to lawyers, like artists, creatives have to talk to creatives to be able to elevate and be more creative.
Yeah, yeah, it's
It's
the like iron sharpens iron. Like if you like surrounding yourself around people who are d doing it and doing things and keep working to get better, like you're gonna want to like get in the studio. You're gonna want to keep working and do
mm-hmm.
it. And so it's yeah, it's a great thing and really probably one of the most important things to do for
Super
that.
important. Super important to keep the conversation going, bro. Like even if it's the same, you know, the same topic that you're all that you might talk about, it might be something like one little new thing within that topic to help it to keep it going. Like
Yeah,
it's a frequency, it's a vibration. We just gotta keep it shaking.
yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So for the music you've put out, 'cause you've been doing it for a good amount of time now.
Yeah.
I think the earliest thing I listened to was from like 2018. I'm sure you've done things before then and whatnot, but throughout that time, has there been any songs that like maybe you put it out and it meant one thing and then it's kind of evolved or changed its meaning to you now?
That's a good question.
It's also a tough and abstract question, so there's no need to have an answer. It's
Nah,
um
I I feel like I don't know if you since you went back that far, I don't know if you heard my song No Weapon, but I feel like a record like that, or like a record like my song Dirty Vans, um, really kind of showed like that I'm willing to experiment and willing to grow and try different things. And I feel like me starting off that way in the long run has helped me because I don't try to just stick to one side of production. I try to take who I am and elevate it. So I feel like a few of those songs, and like even like listening to like my project Free Lemonade, or like my EP Medium Volume, like there's just like certain glimpses of things that like obviously I know I'm not that, not even saying I'm not that person anymore. Like the essence of that person is still there. But to hear it now is like, yo, the amount of things that I would have did with the information and the skill set and the talent that I've developed now. Um, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
that's what it's like I would change so many things, but I'm glad that I put that music out. I feel like a lot of people, or like a lot of artists in general, want to keep like the mysterious aspect, or don't want to like show that growth factor. They just want to be that person, that guy, that girl, you know, that whoever, you know, and they never want to show like the start of it all. Like, yo, like
Yeah.
at one point it was like me just recording in like a college dorm room, and there was no acoustic treatment and it sounded shitty, but like this is all I had and this is what I had to work with, or like the people that I was working with at the time, or just wherever my mindset was at the time too. Like it's so many things that I would say I would just like think about
Yeah.
even outside of just like the song itself.
Well, and I feel like there's always going to be an audience for it. Like I know artists and bands who maybe like took down their earliest stuff because they were like, hey, I could do better than this, things like that. But then whenever their fans find like these unreleased stuff or like the deleted stuff, they like want it to be released again. Like they like it and they like listening to it and everything. And it's huge in that sense. But then also just in terms of looking back on your own music, it's important to have that feeling. Like if you look back and you're like, oh, I can do better than that now, or I wish I would have done this, that just shows that like you've been growing since then. You've learned more, you've excelled and gotten better, and you are at a new level in your own career and your own journey versus like if you look back and you don't feel that and you're kind of plateauing, like that might be
Yeah.
kind of the level you're stuck at. And so why wouldn't you want to like keep getting better, keep going up if it's something you can do?
Nah, facts. I completely agree. Like if I was still making the music that I was making in 2020 and didn't elevate in any sort of way, I feel like, especially at the age that I'm at now, like I felt like I should look myself in the mirror and be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
bro, like there has to be some sort. Like even when I feel like I'm, like there are times when like I'll feel like I'm stuck. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like there's something like I just, I go search for it. I'm determined to not be left behind in my own right, and also to not pass a new ceiling. I always got to find a new ceiling. Like there always has to be another height past the past what I'm at right now. Like even what I'm
Yeah.
making right now, I feel like I feel like and I know that I can make better, but I am in this moment in time, so I have to make what I'm able to make in this moment in time. But once this moment in time is over and I've dropped that music, you best believe I'm putting out some even greater shit or some shit you didn't even expect from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. All right. And to stop or to start wrapping things up here, I have a couple just like kind of hypothetical questions about your own music. If you got this chance to collaborate with any artist in the world or any band in the world, who would you want to collaborate with?
You know, it's crazy. I just answered that question recently. I would say like right now, Kenny Mason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome.
Kenny Mason or Paris, Texas. Yeah.
That'd be either one of those would be an awesome collaboration,
Yeah,
wouldn't
bro.
you?
I love their music, bro. Everything they've dropped, everything Kenny Mason has put out, bro. I love it. Like, even if I never get to collaborate with him or whatever, I am or meet him, I'm just a fan.
Yeah.
Paris, Texas. I saw them recently at it was in Cambridge, Mass, at downstairs in Middle East, bro. One of the most insane, psychotic, crazy shows I've ever been to, bro. Like
And
the
wild.
like the pipes in the ceiling were like water like condensation was dripping. It looked like an apocalyptic scene, and like all you hear is who wanna die? You're like, yo, what is going on, bro? Like like the way that their show runs, they're like, yo, y'all can go get they literally stopped in the middle, was like, yo, y'all get some water, but we're still going. Like we're keeping the raids going, bro. I was in awe watching their show, bro. And then like, I'll probably just name like one like just like super far out one. Like I really would love to make a
Yeah,
song
why
with
not?
Rihanna. Like I would love to make a song with Rihanna. Like, bro, like I forgot, I'm blanking on the name of the album, but she dropped it in 2016. I'm pretty sure that was the last one she ever put out, bro. But like that, I love that album. I just can't remember the fucking name right now, and I'm gonna search it up because I'm gonna lose my mind if I don't.
Yeah, I was about to look it up for you. I was like, I want to know just like separately from it.
Oh, anti, yeah,
Yeah,
anti,
yeah.
bro. Like it's such a simple word, and I couldn't even remember because I'm on the spot. But yeah, bro, anti. I live with that album all the time. I love the collaboration that she did with Kendrick Lamar, and I just love how she like just like caters to a record. I've always been a fan of Rihanna, bro, and I would love to work with her. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Like we were saying, one of the greats. She's reached
She
that
really
level.
is, bro. Like from art to entrepreneurship, bro. Like she don't even got to drop a song again in her life. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And like her music still stands very well, at least in my personal opinion. I don't know how everybody else feels, but I love her music. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. And then in terms of like venues or festivals, like back to the live shows, is there a bucket list of places you wanna perform?
Hell yeah. I want to do Lollapalooza. I want to do Coachella, Bonnaroo. I want to do Wuha Festival. Um There was this one I recently was watching the Earl Sweatshirt perform where like the people. Oh, I think it's called Outside Lands, but it looks
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
sick, bro. Like motherfuckers literally just run on the stage, bro. Like, and then they jump off. Like, I'm like, dog, I need to see that energy in real life. Or like even not even perform. I would love to perform there, bro. But like watching it was like, I was like, that shit's lit. Already scratched off Tree Fort Fest, which is a blessing. I would love to do Capitol Hill Block Party in Seattle.
Yeah.
And then yeah, whatever else. Lyrical Lemonade Festival, I would love to do that. And uh there's so many other bro that for venues, obviously I want to do like House of Blues in Boston. I'm from PG County, Maryland, and I've always wanted to do the Fillmore in Silver Spring. I have to do that venue and sell it out. That's just what has to happen. No ifs, ands, or buts. Um,
Are you gonna wait for a moment where you like think you could sell it out, or are you gonna like just keep trying to perform it
nah,
until you sell it out?
nah, bro. Like I'm working. Like my right now, I am working in the market of DC to be able to like elevate at a specific rate, just because like that's where I'm from, and that's where like a lot of like my first original fan base started out. But yeah, nah, I definitely want to do it myself. But even if I'm like direct supporting an artist and it's sold out, like I would feel good about that. I would feel 50% good because I still got to do it myself. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
yeah, those would be like two venues, just off the top of my head. Oh, O2 Arena in London. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's
Bro.
insane.
I have to do that venue, bro. I have to. The I I was watching the Little Sims documentary where she performed there. That shit looks insane,
It's
bro.
unreal.
Yeah, it's unreal, bro. Like obviously never even stepped inside of it, but it's that is a I have to go there and perform there in London, bro. I have to. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. And then I guess the last question to I have for you is just what's coming up next in this year, 2025? What's coming up for Malik Elijah?
Word. Well, I got a single dropping called SABO Promise February 4th. Also people who are just subscribed to my email list, who are listening, if you would like to subscribe to my email list, I send out early links. They're undownloadable, but if you buy it, it will be downloadable for you. But yeah, so that's what I got coming out. Yeah,
Yeah, awesome.
yeah, bro. I'm just trying to put out quality
Always
music.
working. Yeah, that's great. And last thing before we head out, I want to just build off that physical media thing you mentioned because it's huge. I probably 2 years ago or so now started really getting into like vinyl and vinyl collecting and whatnot,
Hmm.
buying the vinyl of albums I really like, and it's awesome. And like not only the sense of like I listen to an album on streaming, but then I'm like holding it in my hand. Like it's the music, which you always listen to, is like now physical and like in my hand, which I think is so cool. And even just like taking a minute to think of the technology of vinyl is insane. Like I have this thin disc that I'm just gonna put a sharp needle on, and then it's gonna play my favorite band or my favorite rapper. It's doesn't make sense to me. I know how it
Yeah.
works, but it still doesn't make sense to me.
I don't, bro. I don't even get how digital audio works. I don't understand how any of it works,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. It's all
it's
weird.
like, bro. Like, my thing is, how the fuck can I even? How the fuck are we even talking right now?
And really, yeah.
How are you in a whole nother
How
space? I'm in a whole nother space. I'm looking at you on a screen.
how do I have a made up red background behind me? How does it know where I am and to cut out everything else?
None of this makes sense. This is a simulation. I
Life's
don't
not
care what
real.
everybody's. This is not even real, bro. We're just particles moving around. I don't get it. I'm not gonna question it though, because we get to have this conversation and help elevate
Yeah,
each other. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So through creativity. So
I
yeah.
think that's a great way to end it all. Life's not real. Everything's fake. No one knows how it works.
Nothing matters. Do what the fuck you care about and love the people you love.
Really, really, yeah. Well, Malik Elijah, thank you so much for coming on. Listen to Malik Elijah on Spotify, everything.
Thank you, yo. I appreciate you for having me, man. This is a great time.